Yo, Sanjay Uchiha here, people. What's up? Welcome to my episode 120 review for Dragon Ball Super, episode titled The Perfect Survival Tactic Universe 3's Menacing Assassin. Now, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get notifications. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought about the episode in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's dive in and dissect this episode to see if it was really and truly a step up from last week's episode. Now, as the episode title implies, if you haven't watched the episode or been keeping up with spoilers already, this week's episode focuses on Universe 7's, at least the beginning of the conflict between them and Universe 3, their final battle. Essentially, the last stand for Universe 3, essentially. Based on how the story is going and how we predictably, know how it's going to go, Universe 7 will fight Universe 11 in the end, so Universe 3, obviously, this is their last stand. Now, I must say, this episode was actually a major step up from last week's episode by leaps and bounds. Well, going from last week's mediocre episode, I'd say, to definitely, I guess an okay plus to a good episode this week. Now, with the fight against Universe 3, I definitely say the tournament of power being lowered down to only 3 universes. Based on how it was portrayed this episode, it felt as if a lot of the problems that I would have covered in my 6 problems with the Universal Survival Arc video were not as prevalent, if existent, in this episode at all. There were still problems there. And what I mean by all of that is this. Now, this episode basically, it helped to reinforce the notion that this is still a battle royale. If you watch my video that I just mentioned in terms of my problems with the Universal Survival Arc, one of the main problems has been essentially Universe 7 versus Universe X, Universe 7 versus Universe Y. When we had more universes in the tournament, it didn't really feel like a battle royale. And it felt like these one-off confrontations between Universe 7 and Universe A, for example. Now, even though this episode does only focus on Universe 7 versus Universe 3, just the changing and how the episode is structured, with switching from Gohan's fight against the Universe 3 robots, with Vegeta and Goku jumping in, to seeing Android 17 and 18 go up against that other robot. Just the structure of the episode, it really helped to reinforce the notion, or essentially the theme, in terms of this arc, in that it is a battle royale. Definitely a plus for this episode. I definitely loved it. And it also gets rid of the problem I had with the Universe 7 characters being overshadowed by Goku. Now, obviously this was an episode for Gohan to shine, and I definitely felt as if he did really and truly shine this episode, even though it's written that, okay, Gohan's just stepping in so that Vegeta and Goku can save their strength for Universe 11 to fight against Jiren, Toppo, and Dispo. However, I'm not gonna lie, Gohan really put in the work this episode, and the teamwork between him, Goku, and Gohan, as well as the writers essentially exploiting previous established knowledge in the Dragon Ball universe with the androids and their infinite stamina. I must say, it all made for interesting confrontation with Universe 3. Especially since Universe 3 didn't know about the android's infinite stamina on that front of the episode, which made it understandable why the strategy they went with against the androids didn't really pan out. That was well done. And I definitely loved how, even though Goku and Vegeta were still in the episode, even though they were there helping out Gohan, and they're definitely stronger than Gohan, they didn't steal the limelight. It's little things like this in this episode that makes the rest of the cast, at least the rest of the Universe 7 team, seem relevant and useful to the plot. And you gotta admit, despite whatever flaws this episode may have, that really helped the episode to shine this week, and I definitely loved it. Just seeing the teamwork, Goku and Vegeta distracting the Universe 3 merge robot for Gohan to gather enough energy and time to actually deal, well, a massive blow, a Kamehameha to them. And you may be there asking, okay, why does Goku and Vegeta's blast not able to overpower this robot, yet Gohan's was? Well, if you even go back to the fight against Raditz, we know that when you charge a blast like that, your power level actually skyrockets. So giving Gohan enough time to charge, totally understandable. Even though I guess you could make an excuse that Gohan probably should have had a bit more time, but I thought it really worked well. And all characters really got a chance to shine this week in this episode. Love the structure of the episode. Love the use of characters this week. Definitely a good episode. Now, the only thing I'd definitely say that was bad about the episode for me is that this episode still came back with the contradictory writing that I've also mentioned in the same 6 problems with the Universal Survival Arc video. Goku in a line mentions that, hey, you know, Gohan, thanks, you know, you helped me recover a bit of stamina. And I'm like, okay, here we go with the stamina issues again. And honestly, it kind of goes against what they're trying to achieve for this episode, because if they're waiting, if they're trying to conserve energy to go up against Universe 11, why does Goku even go blue again when Super Saiyan God is an option? And you can, like, it's so dumb and contradictory that if you even look at the next episode preview, Goku's using Super Saiyan God against a stronger opponent. So that was a bit stupid to me. More contradictory writing in the arc. Yeah, so that was it might seem minor, but it's little things like these that actually take away from the episodes being absolutely magnificent, honestly. But whatever. I mentioned it, it's not a perfect episode. Another thing I liked about the episode is you can see Beerus, his characterization, not just in this episode, but this episode really made me look back on this entire tournament and how Beerus and how he essentially, you can see it with how he's displayed and how he feels about the characters in terms of once they actually perform, once they're ringed out. Beerus seems to be growing more fond of this Universe 7 cast of characters, and I felt that was a nice touch when he even mentioned that one line with, "Good job, kid." No, Gohan. Loved it. Characterization. Beerus getting closer to the fighters here on Universe 7. A sign of respect towards them. I found that to be a nice touch to the episode. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was an okay plus to a good episode. Definitely a step up from last week's episode, to tell you the truth, by leaps and bounds. Great use of characters, great structure, but of course, contradictory writing is still present with Goku and his ever flip-flopping stamina issues and how it's handled in relation to the forms he uses. So there's that. And of course, I really like the portrayal of the Universe 3 cast. They didn't really seem like pushovers. Granted, since they mentioned in the episode, since they've made it this far, then hey, they must be really credible as opponents. So there's that. But yeah, all in all, great episode. And it seems like next week's episode will truly be the last episode of the year. We'll continue the positives that were established in this episode in terms of the use of characters. And I would assume hopefully no contradictory writing, since Goku is using Super Saiyan God instead. And honestly, I'm surprised that the anime writers haven't used this opportunity to introduce Super Saiyan God Vegeta as a means for Vegeta to conserve stamina as well. It would seem like the perfect opportunity, considering that they're trying to hold off until they fight against Universe 11. And that's another thing before I end this out. Universe 11 just standing around and waiting kind of felt a bit iffy before, even though Jiren could like literally ring out everybody right now anyway, which is still debatable. But I felt as if them waiting for Universe 3 to finish up things with Universe 7 is a good move strategically. Let them kind of dwindle down their numbers essentially. But I guess that can be a form of positive too. But all in all, I liked the episode. Definitely a good watch. Loved it. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, check out, well, I'll link some videos in the end screen annotations here, but be sure to check out all my other stuff, my 6 problems with the Universal Survival Arc video, as well as other stuff on the channel. And as I said, let me know what you guys thought about the episode in the comment section below. Sanjay Uchiha, and I'll see you in the next one.